Hello everybody, PsyStarcraft here with another StarCraft 2 commentary, and I have one question for you guys. Magnets, how do they work? I don't understand. They're so crazy. They're magical. In the bottom we have the blue Zerg, EGIdrA, and in the top we have the Korean sensation oGsMC as the red Protoss. I'm trying to redeem myself for last game. You guys didn't enjoy that 6-pool game too much. That was the second game of the series between IdrA and MC. This is the first game. It's part of the Dreamhack tournament, and I know for a fact this game is much better. After this, I might cast a slush game that was recommended to me by a couple of people. You never know. You can tell the graphics are still very bad. Nasty Nate, you baller you. Thank you for your kind words. What else we got here? I love you too, Spontaneous. Yeah, my graphics are still toned down because my card is still at the shop, or whatever you want to call it. It's like my car, only a card, and it's at the shop. Get it? Har. And they have gotten back to me, and they said my card was faulty, so that's always good to hear. It means my RMA was justified. Means they will be sending me a new card, and once I get it, everything will look nice and pretty, and my frame rate will be awesome. So cross your fingers for that. I still don't know how magnets work. I wish that's something I would like to fix. Anyway, IdrA going pool first. No gas yet, no fast expansion, oGsMC just with a gateway. It's very common for TOS to get gateways. They tend to get those buildings in most games. They can win games without them, especially if IdrA rage quits because he gets cannoned out, but, you know, let's hope that doesn't happen to him anymore. 2 drones trying to push this probe away. If OGS is smart, he will get a pylon down. He's not quite at 100 minerals, and here comes the pylon. Oh, there it is. He split the defense, man. So frustrating as a Zerg, saving up all that money to get that hatchery, only to not be able to spend it, and now you have to play catch-up. You have to start using your larva, you have to build gas, build a spawning pool if you're trying to fast expand, and they do that block. It's so damn frustrating, and IdrA now is floating a lot of minerals, so already he's taking a short, what's the opposite of lead? Like if you take something, he takes a lead, he takes a penis in the butt, I guess. So IdrA taking a small penis in the butt right now just because this pylon is blocking it. He actually canceled it and rebuilt the pylon. That's going to cause it to survive even longer. Lings are out, however. First, spawning pool first makes it a little easier on you if you do get blocked. It's even worse if you try to go hatch first and you get blocked. Chrono boost from this Zealots. He really wants to kill this drone, and the reason I'm guessing he's chrono boosting is he wants to be able to block this entrance before the Lings get there. But he also wants to send this Zealot to the probe to kill it. The drone is not going to die. He's going to hide in the smoke forever. That'd be hilarious if he actually forgets about it and IdrA pulls a cats and starts building a hatchery. I don't think you can fit a hatchery in there though. 2 little Zerglings frantically trying to kill this probe. They can get attacks in before the probe loses shields. You'll see it's at 2. Got an attack in. It's at 12. It needs 3 more attacks, so it's just not going to happen. He's probably going to send the Stalker. Yep, Stalker comes out to try to stop those Zerglings, but 2 more on the way. Speed not quite there. Oh boy, and we've got a fast Stargate, and he's placing it at the edge of the map. Now, you might wonder, why would he put it there? There's Overlords oftentimes around here, maybe one right here. Why would he put it at the edge? Well, if he puts it right here, he has all this distance he has to fly his Void Ray to get to IdrA's base. If he puts it right here, sure, it can be scouted a little bit easier, especially from this Overlord who's kind of making his way up there. But it's going to be a lot closer to IdrA's base, and you know, getting a Void Ray out early is much more important than risking an unlikely scout in the early game, because, I don't know, this spot is kind of uncommon for Overlords to go. Applying some pressure with that Stalker, and what this is going to do is cause IdrA to produce a couple Lings. We're seeing 8 Lings, speed almost up, making a lot of drones now. And also, it might cause IdrA to think maybe he is going heavy Stalker. He's got 2 Stalkers, he's being aggressive with them, maybe he's got 4 more coming in, and he's got Warp Gates, and I'm going to die! And I need to make tons of Spines and Lings and stuff like that, but you never know, man. You never know. TOS is OP, what can you say? They're just OP. You can't say OP without P, and you can't spell TOS without P. Well, Protoss. You technically can spell TOS without P. Now, oh, this is so sneaky. This pylon is something that Zerg players will see, and they'll be like, okay, he wants to create a little wall of buildings because he's going to expand. but this is just something tossed to standard now, no matter what build they're going, because it kind of tricks the opponent. Now, he is going Phoenix. If he was going Void Rays instead, I might believe he will postpone an expansion, but I have a feeling he will be saving up. Yeah, it looks like he is positioning that probe out there to expand. Phoenix, more of a longer game strategy as opposed to Void Rays, which kind of go for the throat. They really go for some severe harassment, kill off some queens, kill off some drones, maybe even get about 3 of them and try to win the game. But no, he won't go do that. He's going to get 3 Phoenix, pick up a lot of units. Probably not going to pick up some queens at this point. You really want to wait until 4 or 5 to pick up some queens. He is going to pick up the queen. Does he have a transfuse? No, he doesn't. It's going to take another lift to kill that queen, though. That's why I'm kind of surprised. He could kill 2 drones with those 2 lifts until instead he kills 1 queen. Now he will have a second lift. Oh, there we go. Another Phoenix reinforcing. So he timed it perfectly, but now, yep, wasting another lift on that queen. IdrA really needs to start churning out the queens. 3 spore crawlers coming up, and this was well worth it. 2 lifts per queen. Hell yeah, man. I would take that any day. 3 queens going down. Now, he could have killed about 6 drones, but in the long run, without injecting, IdrA's going to lose a lot more from losing those queens. Plus, common sense, queens can attack air. Nothing else Zerg can except the spore crawler. OGS not doing a good job of focusing down overlords. There goes 1. Instead of weakening all 5 of those, he could have just killed 2, lifting up another queen. IdrA continuing to produce drones. He's not panicking and getting like tons of random units he doesn't need. He's just producing more queens, getting some spores, and getting some drones. So he is handling this very calmly. Could he have bunched his queens together a bit better in the beginning? Prevented maybe one of them from dying? Yeah, he could have. Could have maybe scouted with an overlord, something like that. But, you know, you're always going to suffer some kind of damage against Phoenix. They're just so damn good. I think he even lost a couple drones there. Check out the Harvester tab, 46 to 34. IdrA has virtually no ground units, and one thing seeing these Phoenix kind of tells you is that you are free to build units. You are free to build drones, rather, instead of units, because he's spending all his resources on harassment. Okay, just get a couple spores, counter the harassment, and compensate for all the drones you're losing by making more drones. So even though he is behind 2 in food, it's now 55 to 39. IdrA on 3 base, spores nicely covering his expansions. He's looking pretty good, man. Especially with oGsMC with 4 drones, 4 probes on 1 geyser. He needs to bring one over to that one, so that might end up biting him in the ass. He does have warp gate tech. Production tab revealing Hydralisk Den, Roach Warren with speed coming up, Void Ray doing some harassment, forcing the cancel on one of those, maybe even destroying it. Oh boy, Hydras need to come out soon. He needs to get a lot of Hydras though. These Phoenix, man, they can tear up the Hydras in just 5 shots from 1 Phoenix will kill a Hydra, so just a lift and 1 round will kill a Hydra. This Spore barely getting up, it's gonna go down though. Not even cutting through the shields of that Void Ray. Here comes the first Hydra. First Hydra will die in just a matter of seconds. And yep, there it goes. Barely any damage going down on those Phoenix. And if we check out the food count, IdrA almost on the supply cappage line. No, IdrA! You can't just send in units 1 by 1. I know this hatchery is important, but your Hydras are more important. He's just sending them in 1 by 1. He's not grouping up his queens. He's just getting picked off over and over and over. This Void Ray finally going down, but seems like IdrA lost a lot more than he had to. He still has a couple queens. He could have just thrown out an inject, you know, calmly walked over. Maybe had a transfuse up on one of his extra queens, just in case, and taken down those Phoenix without losing 3 or 4 Hydras or whatever he lost. But, you know, very collected defense, not worrying about losing that hatchery. He knew the timing of that Void Ray, and whether or not it would be able to kill that hatchery. We are seeing a robotics bay in the meantime. And IdrA, he's like, I don't want to lose any more overlords from those Phoenix. Mass-produced overlords. He's now 25 above his cap. Here comes range 2. Here comes tunneling claws. You'd think if you're going to research tunneling claws, you want burrow. There's the burrow. Burrow. Hello, burrow. oGs taking his 3rd. Is that an overseer? Nope, but it is a speedy overlord. He's gonna... Oh, is he gonna see? I don't know if he saw the observer pop out. Doesn't really matter. That's not significant at all. Nice timing from these lings, but oGs is so smart, man. He knows the susceptibility. Susceptibility? Yeah, I guess that's right. The susceptibility of this base being attacked instantly warps in 5 stalkers because, you know, IdrA isn't going to have a real mobile army right now. He saw what IdrA had just a couple minutes ago. IdrA's not ready to attack. And remember, these guys are pros. Even if OGS doesn't visibly scout IdrA, he has an idea of the timings of a Zerg player, so I don't think he's too concerned about IdrA just stomping in with a huge, gigantic force, you know, when those Zerglings move. And oh, so much for them being pro, losing a Phoenix. That's not good. Lots of roaches, lots of hydras. So IdrA, despite the sexy infester buff, he is going with hydras and roaches. He's been in for Korea too long, man. He's not in Korea anymore, but he was in Korea for too long. He's not getting infestors. He's going Spire to counter the Colossi. He must have seen that robotics bay. No, he did not, but he saw the robotics facility. Might have seen that Colossus pop out. Who knows? And that's his response to them. No infestors on the field, not even getting an infestation pit. Here comes a blink. More Phoenix. Harassing these overlords. These overlords probably trying to scout out where the army is, what kind of tech he has, what kind of composition he has. Are they going to get there? Oh, he's making a highway. He's making a creep highway because he's going to move out. And look at this. He's almost maxed out. That's exactly what Zerg want to do. They want to move out with 200 before the Protoss can get this death ball. But that's a pretty scary ball, man. If I was a Zerg, I would be pretty terrified right now. Nice force fields and some lag. Oh, trapping everything. He's going to burrow the roaches and move under. Hydras in the back, shooting away freely. But look at this. I think MC actually focused down those hydras. Does he have an observer over this? I can't tell. But those roaches are all in range. IdrA's doing a great job. No creep spread despite that overlords. The overlord's moving up. But man, look at this. He's got so much money. He's got so much money. He's pushing back the Protoss force, narrowing the size of it. And yes, IdrA did expect to lose that. I guarantee you when he was moving out, he knew he was going to lose that battle. But he did what he wanted to do. He cut the Protoss army in half. He's going to reproduce a ton of units. 176 still. Lots of roaches. Lots of corruptors coming out. Taking a fourth. And he's in decent position. The game is fairly even right now. It's now 4 base to 3 base. However, one of his bases isn't saturated. No, roaches! He's on top of everything, man. Is the Stargate gonna go down? It might. It might. No, it's not. Ooh, 2 more shots. And I say 2 more because the roaches have +4 attack, so 20/20, that would be 19/19, which equals 38. 2 more shots would have killed that Stargate. You never know, man. Micro those roaches. Attack, move, attack, move, attack, move. Dead Stargate. Victory! The crowd goes wild. No, that's it. My bad. Still no infestors. On 4 base, you just whittled a Protoss army in half. Seems like you'd prepare some kind of Broodlord tech because eventually you're not going to be able to move in against this army with anything. And you're going to want Broodlords, you're going to want Ultras, probably Broodlords. So you really need that infestation pit. There's the infestation pit. MC now moving out. What's the energy like on his sentries? I wish I could hotkey units. He looks like he has about 8 force fields or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 force fields, almost 8 force fields. IdrA moving out once again. The 6 force fields is going to be fine, though. That's plenty for this area. And, oh, nice positioning on these Corruptors. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Where do you want Corruptors to be? Over some kind of ledge, over some kind of choke. Of course, attacking the Colossi, and also on the opposite side of where the clump of Stalkers are, and that's exactly where they are. These Colossi are going to be completely pointless. They're not going to do anything. 2 or 3 rounds of attacks from the Corruptors and they're all dead. However, Immortals counter roaches quite well. He needs to start pooping on everything. He is doing just that, rallying a lot of Hydras. Why is he making Hydras? Because the Colossi are dead and OGS has tons of Immortals. So IdrA, once again, whittling down the army, not killing the army, and reproducing the appropriate unit based on the new army composition of oGsMC. 17 Hydras, a lot of Lings, and perfect. IdrA's playing so well right now. I feel like he's playing really well. I wish I could see infestors, and maybe instead of burrowing under the force fields here, backing off from the force fields, I'm not sure. But he's playing so well. His opponent is now making tons of Immortals because of all these Corruptors. And what's IdrA do? He makes tons of Hydras and tons of Zerglings. Tons is my adjective of the day. And it's going to be a great counter to these Immortals. He needs to start pooping some more. There comes the poop. Hydra's now moving in. Only +2. No other armor upgrades or attack upgrades. And this force is not going to withhold against these Hydras. Oh man, this is looking so good for IdrA. Warping in 5 more Stalkers, however. A good all-around unit. A lot of people are like, well, Hydras, they're so good against Stalkers. They're really cost-effective against Stalkers. Oh boy. No, losing 5 Hydras out in the field. Hydras. No. But as I was saying, yes, Hydras are good against Stalkers, but with Blink Micro, it's actually pretty even. I wouldn't say that Hydras are cost effective against Stalkers. I honestly would not say that. Just the way that you can manage a Protoss army with Guardian Shield, with Force Field, with Blink. It's just, man. Stalkers are just so good. They're just such a good all-around unit. They're now tied on upgrades. 2-1, 2-1. Sorry about that. I missed a blink of 5 Stalkers. Went in the back, sniped a couple drones, it looks like. If we check out the economy tab, 67 to 69. IdrA wants to get that up around 75. Looks like he was trying to do so. And now in comes the Greater Spire and the Pathogen Glands. Oh boy. Psionic Storm coming up. Templar Archives on the way. Cool thing about having these Corruptors, even if they're not useful, you're going to have a lot of things to turn into... Why is he making more? To turn into Broodlords. Pooping on all these Stalkers. Nice line of Hydras. No force fields whatsoever. Forcing the Toss to run. Yes, he is running. Run, Toss. However, the Toss does have the gold base. Economy looks almost identical. Toss slightly ahead on the minerals, it seems. And IdrA, man, he cannot wish for Broodlords any faster. He needs to save some food for that. I don't know why he's producing 5 more Corruptors. Doesn't really make sense. Unless he's going to just spam 20 Broodlords. He really needs them at this point, especially with Storm on the way. Colossi being produced as well. Not sure why he's producing the Colossi, unless he assumes he can snipe the Corruptors. But oh boy, this is gonna be scary for IdrA. Yeah, that's what I love to see. Once those are done, that's the most satisfying feeling as a Zerg, because if you get stuck in T2 for too long, against any race, except Zerg, of course, you start sweating, especially if you're maxed out and you don't have any supply room to make Ultras or make Broodlords, and you need to wait for those to come. It's just such a hectic situation, but they're going to come just in time. oGsMC is going to do his best to blink into the Broodlords and snipe them. Of course, IdrA will have the Broodlords over his Hydras, hopefully. And this is going to be intense, man. Oh, he's got Storm. He's got 3 Storms, 4 Storms. These Hydras are going to die so fast to Storm. He's going to blink in and kill all the Broodlords. I was so optimistic for him, but then I remembered that Protoss is OP, so... Yeah, die, Scout. Whoever's at that watchtower, just die. These Phoenix aren't doing anything. Kind of forgot about them. That's pretty funny. oGs now on 5 bases with the gold. IdrA on 5 without a gold. Oh no! Broodlords separated from the Hydras. So many Storms going down on the Hydras. Forced to run the Broodlords away. And this is not what you want to do as a Zerg player. No, man. I understand what he was trying to do. I understand open air is good. You can't shoot me because I'm in the middle of the air and stuff like that. But when you have a big army, I feel like it'd be better to protect your Broodlords by keeping them behind your army, especially with Blink Stalkers, but that's not what he did. He came in from the side, and he isolated his 2 armies against the 2 armies that counter them directly. I can't speak. Storm and Colossi counter Hydras. Stalkers counter Broodlords. Now, Broodlords would be really good against this. Hydras would be really good against this. But he switched the positioning of them, and that totally screwed him over. Not much you can do about Storm. Not much you can do about Blink Stalkers. Even if he had the Broodlords positioned well, it's really just a losing matchup. I mean, I don't feel stupid saying that. I feel like it's true, even with more Broodlords on the way. Just, it doesn't work. I think you need Infestors, man. You gotta go Infestors, but then you get feedback. I don't know. Well, that was a good game, though. It's fun to watch. Nice Phoenix harass. Nice response from IdrA. He was up on the economy game for a while. Looks like they evened out towards the end, and he just couldn't break the Protoss ball. He loosened it up a bit. Maybe teched a bit slow with that infestation pit, but nice composition from MC. Won it in the end. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I still can't find my GG button. But how about this? Yes! Bag of Skittles. And that is all. See you guys later. Yeah, peace.